Hello,
It is I, RatGrave, have appeared.
it's the RatGrave himself. Congratulations on 1 million views, by the way.
Thanks, man. This shit's growing fast. I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, be proud, because that's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you, by the way.
So, I'm a little nervous. You're one of the bigger people I've ever had to interview, and I'm a little intimidated here.
Pumpy, man. I'm like a soft, cuddly puppy. Just think of me like that. Don't make it weird though, but
Of course.
don't
Of
worry.
course.
Don't think about it too much.
Alright, I guess let's just get right into the meat and potatoes of it. Can you start by introducing yourself and telling us how you got into creating content for VRChat?
Okay, so I started as a Gmod YouTube. Oh wait, I'm RatGrave 57. Um, I started making Gmod content like a year ago. Uh, didn't really do too well, so then I switched over to VRChat, and that just clicked, and I like what I do now. I just like trolling in general, but VRChat pulls the numbers lately, and I like doing it, so that's how I got to VRChat. It's pretty basic. It's pretty simple.
All right, so what initially inspired you to begin posting VR chat other than the move from Gmod?
Could you repeat that just one time? You kind of cut out for me.
So what inspired you to basically move to VR chat and not any other game?
Um, that's actually a good question. I'm pretty sure I just saw, was it an Ergblaw video? I think I saw an Ergblaw video on VRChat, and I was like, you know what? It's a free game. Why not just try it? And I did. And there's a lot to do in that game, be it good or bad. I didn't realize, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an Ergblaw video, give or take though. It was definitely just some random video I seen on my recommended, and I was like, all right, I'm getting bored of Gmod. I was getting consistent like 2K views, which is good. It's good. Like that's a pretty big number, but I was like, I know I can do better.
So how did you decide on your specific style of trolling? Did it evolve naturally, or was it something you just planned from the start?
Well, like if you look at a lot of other like trollers, they like to go up and just kind of be mean and get their content. And I'm not gonna hate on it, but I just never been that type of person. I used to watch a lot of Gmod trolling back in the day, and there's this one YouTuber named Zuthar13, great YouTuber, but he always liked to make like a story out of his trolling, and that's really fucking hard to do. But I've always been like kind of infatuated with the more storytelling, like getting to know characters within the video type of like trolling. And that's kind of what I try to do, even though I kind of border on just being a little dickhead sometimes. But that's where it came from. Just like me being a little kid under the blankets, just watching Zuthar and just kind of liking how he trolls. Because when I troll, like, I'm not naming names, but it's like some other YouTubers, and I go like, "Oh, you're a bitch and you suck." It just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me. Like trolling's about like kind of just breaking the rules in the most funnest way possible and not trying to ruin someone's day.
So I don't know if this would be glazing or not, but I definitely see you as more of one of the most wholesome trollers out there in the VR chat community.
like like Keanu Reeves, wholesome 100, bro.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, yeah. I try to be like at least nice with it, because I'm not going out there. I'm not going to furry worlds or anything trying like, oh, I'm gonna fucking ruin these guys' day. I'm gonna like ruin their week and expose them on the internet. Like I try to make scenarios where everyone should be able to have like a little laugh at it. Because at the end of the day, trolling is kind of mean, but I try to make it as not mean as possible. So thank you. I do try, I guess I'm saying.
So, what was your most successful video, or maybe even your favorite, and why do you think it resonated with your audience?
That's a great fucking question. I hate the answer to this though. My biggest video right now is at 229,000 views. It's called "Finding Actual VR Chat Weirdos," and the thumbnail is a fat fur, just like a stretched out fat fur.
Uh,
So hey, I hate being like, oh, I hate this video, because it's a fun video. Like I like the vibe in it, but at the end of the day, my best video has a giant fat fur in it with his belly hanging out. So that's my biggest. I do. It's not my favorite. What is my favorite? I say my favorite is probably. God, that's hard. Give me like 1 second to think. Oh wait, no, we ruined VR Among Us. That's my favorite VR chat video, because it's just fun. I just got on with a friend and we trolled the kids, and that's literally it. So That's my favorite. That's my most viewed, and the most viewed one is doing crazy numbers, man. Like I just checked up on it just to answer that question. It's like fuck, like jeez. That's my answer.
So earlier you were
Um,
talking about storytelling, and I think that really emphasizes what you're doing, especially in your most recent video. You know, you're trying to save the most evil player in VRChat. I really love that video.
uh, thank you. I definitely do try. I've always been more of like well, I tried being an author in high school. I tried writing books, all that
Mm.
shit, and I just like making just stories. And I never actually finished any books, but I do think I shine most in like video format because I have the Sonic video, and I also did this more story based video in Gmod, the strangest role player in Gmod RP. It's just if I could, I'd make like just strictly story based trolling, but it's so hard to find people to go along with it. It'd be like a video every 2 months.
Mm.
But yeah, I just like doing silly shit like that.
So, what's your creative
I just click.
process to making those videos? Like editing and choosing which clips to include.
Um, uh, well, when I'm editing, the first clip is always like probably like a shock factor clip. Like there's always gonna be like an outlier, maybe just a boring video in general. But like for my biggest video, finding actual VR chat weirdos, I put the fat furs in the beginning because someone's gonna click the video and be like, "Oh, this guy's probably over exaggerating for clickbait, yada yada yada." But no, there's just like some dude with his belly hanging out. Or my recent one, I shut down a VR chat daycare. I just get like right into the thick of it. It's always you should always start with like a hook. It's hard to learn what should be your hook, but for VR chat content, it's more like the less societal norm type of people, like littles, fat furs, yada yada yada. Um, that should always be the hook, I'd say, if you want like a good video on that.
Mm.
I also try to keep things fairly fast paced because it's not like some other YouTubers. I really hate when there's minimal, like very minimal editing, and it's just full widescreen, caption every like minute or so. It really annoys me. So I like to zoom in on people's faces, and I feel like it makes it more personal, like like in some psychological sense. But I'm probably like just crazy. So.
So, what kind of feedback do you get from your audience, and how does that influence the content you make?
These are actually good questions. Fuck. I don't really get a lot of hate comments. The only hate comments I get are from like people directly in the video.
Mhm.
For the most part, a lot of my comments are like, "This is so cringe and hard to watch," like in a good way, I guess. But I don't really get too much criticism. More just straight comments on the video, which I think is pretty good. It feels like I'm doing at least something right, that not everyone has to be like, "Oh, you didn't do this or this or this." I get a lot of suggestions. Most of them are kind of lame. Like not to be rude, but most of them are kind of lame. And that's really it. I get a lot of like comments saying they're edging to me too. So
Classic.
yeah, but yeah, I'm not too. There's been like no notable criticism I think I can remember in the past like 2-3 months.
So, how do you feel about erotic roleplay in VR chat? The ERPers.
Fuck, I don't like I don't hate people for doing ERP. I mean, like at the end of the day, we all have something that gets our socks off, but I I definitely don't like walking into random public worlds trying to record and then just seeing two people like fake kissing each other on VR chat. I think if you're gonna ERP, it needs to be in a private world because a lot of people don't want to see that. Um, I also think people who ERP also don't take like proper precautions, if that makes sense, because they're kind of just finding a random person online. And like 70% of people who are ERP don't care what they look like, who they are in real life, just like their digital avatar. And I think that's kind of really weird. But for the most part, I don't like really mind it as long as they're doing it in controlled locations, people of age, like just like normal things, all things considered.
So, what are your thoughts on the role of age regression or daycare worlds in VRChat?
I don't well, I don't hate age regressions, like age regressors. I don't think age regressors are like weird. Um, I think the fact they're kind of doing it in public lobbies is a little off, because I did I had a pretty close friend for a good portion of my high school years, and they were an age regressor. I didn't realize until like later, but once I got into like the meat and potatoes of like what they actually do, I realized like once I saw all this on VRChat years later that like these guys, like a good portion of these people might just be faking it, because things come down from the grapevine and they start to self-diagnose. I'm not saying everyone in VRChat is faking age regression. I just like it's kind of like an off feeling, like you don't know who's faking it and who's not at some points, and I feel like it should always be like a controlled environment, because from what I know, and I might be misinformed, I don't know, but from what I know, age regression is super fair, like super involuntary for 99.9% of people, and they're not gonna go into these public spaces looking for attention. Like they're gonna try to find people they absolutely trust and find like trusted like caretakers, I think they call them, and kind of chill out on their own terms and not just go into chaotic public lobbies. So it's like it's a very mixed can of just everything. And like even when I made my video on it, I tried not to speak too much about it, because again, I could just be totally misinformed. I could be just being a whole dickhead. But from what I see, it's just like it should be in a more controlled environment.
So, there's a very varying mix of different people within VRChat, but there's one mix of people, a lot of people kind of register VRChat with Phantom Touch players. What are your thoughts on those?
I think Phantom Touch is really fucking stupid. I think it is really stupid. I think I can understand the fact that like if you're playing this VR game, you're getting so immersed in it, and you can maybe feel like tingling sensations places. And the people who describe it as that, I believe wholeheartedly, because that's probably some like psychological phenomenon. But then there's people who get like phantom stabbed. If you've ever seen one of Jumper's videos, like the beginning's literally like someone gets phantom stabbed and they're like, "You guys gotta back up. They're hurting. They have phantom pain." It's like those type of people. It makes it so unserious. So whenever someone says they have like phantom touch, phantom pain in VRChat, that's immediately what my mind goes to. And for the most part, a lot of them act like that. And I feel like to even develop Phantom Sense, you have to play VRChat for a very long time. And I don't think people should be playing VRChat for that long, just in general. Because as you record these videos, you see a lot of fucked up shit. And I feel like if you're playing that game for more than like 3 hours a day, you're kind of fucked. But I don't see like anything wrong with them. But it's definitely just kind of weird when people are definitely like just kind of faking it in your face. Um, I'm gonna give like an example, because there was one time I never released this footage because I got blocked fairly quickly. But this girl was saying like she has phantom sense, yada yada yada. So I stepped inside her avatar and she's like, "Oh, get off me, that hurts," and I just laughed my ass off as she blocked me, because like that's not real. Like that can't. I refuse to think that's real. Like it's not like you got your arm chopped off in war and you're getting phantom pain from that. Like this is a VR headset, and I'm standing on you with a virtual person like that. It can't be real. I think a majority of it's not real. That's my opinion. I'll leave it at that.
Well, if you ever get into like making shorts, that could make a really good short.
Probably. Actually, I'm gonna let you in on a YouTube secret. If you're making long form content, for the majority, shorts will actually kind of just hurt your long form content. So if you go into YouTube, you kind of have to get a mindset of either shorts or long form. But if you're like making cocomelon slop or whatever, you can do both. But because shorts bring in subs, but not watch time or anything else. And those subs aren't going to watch your long form content, which eventually just kind of makes it so you're stuck doing shorts. So that's a YouTube secret.
Thank you very much.
I learned.
So, have you ever run into issues with someone taking your trolling way too wrong? Like, they are so mad that they're seeing red, and you're like, I cannot put this on YouTube. This is just too bad.
Oh my god, yeah, it happens quite frequently. I've had people threaten to like literally like come like murder my family over getting slightly trolled in VRChat. I've had people just completely break down and start crying on cam, which I have a heart and I'm not gonna post that. Yeah, there's people. It's kind of like most people on VRChat are kind of just like ticking time bombs sometimes. And you could, yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah, because I don't want to give like too many scenarios out, but it's happened a lot. I think people can't really differentiate someone just like poking fun at them or doing some like stupid sarcastic bit, and maybe they're already having a bad day already, but I definitely get a lot of overwhelming reactions, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, but like very often it happens.
Okay, so I have a section, and after my first interview with a troller named Homan, I realized not everyone wants to talk about this section of questions because, I mean, like, who does, right? And it's called the drama section. So if you want to skip it, I fully understand.
Is this gonna be about the glass and erg stuff?
Yeah, that's part of it, yeah.
I'll answer some things. I'm not gonna completely skip it because I've gone on the record and said my things. Like I've talked to Glass in private, saying like, "Hey, you're being stupid. You need to chill." Like at the parts where he is being genuinely just stupid. And I've never talked to Ergbla. I've never really I've honestly just never really cared about Ergbla. That's just because we never talked. Yada yada yada. So I don't really know like how deep all of this goes. I just know that when Glass was being stupid, like telling people to like kill themselves, yada stuff like that. I was like, yo, you need to chill. I even publicly did it in his Discord. We had like a little, oh my god, excuse me. We had like a little fallout about it for like a week, I think. But we worked it all out. I honestly, I don't really care about drama too much. The only things I genuinely like actually care about is if you're threatening people, like genuinely threatening people, if you're like a pedophile, rapist, like all those like actual super serious stuff. The only point I actually kind of wanted to genuinely inject myself is when all that drama came up with what is it, Ergbla and that girl who got like pressured into sending someone stuff, because I didn't feel like Ergbla was taking it seriously. I think there are just some topics, even if you're completely not really involved in, if you know the person going through that, you should at least be as serious as you can about it. So I called them Weird Blah a couple times. If some people want to run with that narrative and say I hate Ergbla with my guts, but I don't really care about most of the drama, and I like to keep it chill between everybody. Like I was on the proximity chat hate train when all that stuff with Ergbla and Glass and Prox happened like months ago. But even recently, I reached out and was like, "Hey, I don't want any bad blood. Like you're a cool guy. I can understand why you kind of like don't want to associate with these people." Like I can just see I'm a good at seeing where people come from for the most part. So that's why I don't really care about drama. But if it ever got into something like genuinely actually serious, I'd take a stance on it. You know what I mean?
I do. You just reminded me that I need to somehow get in contact with proximity chat. Anyways, virtual bars, they're super popular in VRChat. What do you think makes them a really good setting for trolling content?
Because people treat it like a genuine real bar, and most of the bars have like disclaimers saying this is a real bar. And I really don't know what the fuck that means, but I see it in like what am I thinking? It's like the night bar with like the little anime girl on it. It's like the pixel. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there's one that says it's a real bar, and people treat them like real genuine bars, like real jobs, even though the majority of them don't get paid. I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes, but I think it's just like a prime spot for trolling because everyone there wants to be a tough guy. They want to rizz up their e-girls, their baddies, take them to the private rooms, do some ERP. It's kind of just people who want to act serious but don't want to actually go out in the real world and be serious. You know, like if I wanted to go get drunk, I would go to a bar and get drunk. These people just don't have like the commitment towards that, but they want to have some sort of commitment. So I feel like they kind of just set their own personalities there. I don't know if that I'm probably like completely like everywhere right now, but it's just weird. Everyone takes it way too seriously. That's what I think for bars.
So how do you feel about players who are mute? It may seem like a weird thing, right? Because it's, you know, a lot of players are mute in any video game, but it seems like in VRChat, if you're mute, people kind of assume that you might actually be pretending to be something you're not. How do you feel about that?
I think some people are mute because they probably sound weird. Some people are mute because they're genuinely mute. And for the most part, like, it's kind of saddening because when people don't talk, they're like, "Oh, you're an alt, you're spying on us, you're like a creep, yada yada yada." But one of the beauties about VRChat is just like how people with genuine disabilities can come on the game and have fun, make friends, new connections. Because in real life, that's hard as fuck when you have a disability, I'd imagine. Um, so it is kind of disheartening. I've never like accused a mute of being anything I don't think they would be. Um, yeah, I don't really know how to answer that one. Besides, it's just kind of sad to see actual mute people get treated like dirt sometimes on that game.
So there's obviously been a huge controversy over VRChat player behavior. You know, homophobia, racism, sexism. The list is almost endless. What do you think is like actual acceptable behavior in that game?
Acceptable behavior. I feel like it's not hard to just be a normal human, but this is a game with like you can be fairly anonymous on it. So of course you're gonna get hordes of people who just completely act separate from real life. Because at the end of the day, it's a video game. But these people come on and they have like other spots of their personality come out that they can't show in public. That's why the VR chat community is just like a huge fucking cesspool. Uh, but I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to go on the game, talk to friends, maybe like go on a game world and chill out, and just be like a normal human being. But I'd say like 60% of VR chat players are just completely different from how they would act in real life, and it's all just because of the anonymity. Like, I don't know how to say the word. It's like a tongue twister. Anonymity. I don't know, but like it's from that aspect of the game that's kind of causes all these bad, evil behaviors to come out. So.
Amenicity?
Anonymity? I don't know how to say it, but I think you know what I'm talking about. I hope.
Yeah. So, where do you see your content going in the future? Any new ideas or projects you might be working on?
Well, thank you for asking because, yes, I'm trying to kind of branch out. I like VRChat because it's versatile. It's a highly social game. It's easy to get clips on. But I've also been trying to kind of branch out. I plan on doing like a non-VRChat video every 3 or 4 VRChat videos, just to kind of get my foot out there. But I don't really see my content style for VRChat changing besides like the occasional story time type of video, like the Sonic one I did recently. I would like to be I would like to do more story stuff, but again, VRChat is filled with just a cesspool of people that kind of don't want to have fun, for, or at least the fun that I'm looking for. Pause. That sounded weird, but yeah, nothing new, at least on my radar yet. Maybe like my friend Osai did a video recently. It's like an Animal Planet type of thing. I had that idea months ago. I was too lazy to execute it, but I'd like to do like more story or like gimmick based videos like that, and kind of do less compilations. I've been kind of getting a little lazy, putting together more compilation style videos, but I like to do my gimmick videos the most, like VRChat speedruns or using YouTube comments. I just try to do something new every time for the most part.
So this is a little bit off topic, but something I've been seeing recently is Red Dead Redemption trolling, which some really great trollers out there, they have really like unique characters, and they're trolling, but they're trolling within the standards of role playing. So I feel like that might be up your alley if you ever wanted to do that.
Yeah, I did do a Red Dead video recently. I played like this stupid farmer boy. I think he's like incest breed, like he's from incest. I forgot the lore I made for him, and it did fairly decent considering it's not a VRChat video. But the thing is with Red Dead is it is so fucking unfun to record. You have to wait like 5 minutes to respawn. The players kill you over any single like tiny conflict. I called that girl cute, and his husband literally, or yeah, her husband literally just like pulled a gun out, shot me right there. No repercussions. Yeah, that was like an hellscape to actually record. And to get into the servers, you actually have to do like the long waiver form test, and ban evading it is basically impossible unless you have like multiple Red Deads, which I just don't want to buy over and over again. But yeah, it's hell. It's actually hell to record. But when it worked, it was fun. So I definitely do want to look into more games like that, or just Red Dead itself. Because what's his name? I saw Guapa.
Love that guy.
Some guy on YouTube. Yeah, he I saw him do it, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I can do Red Dead. And I was not prepared for it being like the worst recording experience ever. But thank you for the recommendation.
So, do you ever get recognized in VRChat by fans? How do you handle those interactions?
Surprisingly, no, not really. I've been mistaken for Ergbla a couple times. I think I've been recognized less than 5 times, I'd say, but every single time they're really polite about it, or like I'm on the tip of their tongue, and I kind of have to be like, oh, I just have to come out and say, be like, oh, I'm RatGrave, because it's really annoying me. I hate when people are like, oh, I've seen you on like TikTok or somewhere. Oh, let me find the account, and then they just can't. That shit really fucking annoys me. Oh my god, if anyone's watching this, please don't do that to me. But yeah, I've only been recognized a handful of times, and every time they're fairly respectable about it. And I try to put it in my videos when I can. Like, I forgot which video it is. I think it's the first speedrun video, and this girl's like, oh, I watch your content all the time. A bunch of furries watch your content. And I was like, thanks. Like, in my mind, thanks. But I was trying to get banned fast, so I was kind of rude to her. Yeah, it's a nice feeling. It's kind of weird going from like 0 to like niche micro celebrity, I guess I'll say. And yeah, every time I do get recognized, though, it's a fairly fun time. And I hope it does happen more, but I hope it doesn't like happen too much, because I was talking to Proximity Chat like 2 weeks ago, and he kind of expressed how annoying it is that he can just barely talk. So
yeah, that could be an interesting trolling idea, though, just going into separate worlds and being like, I am Proximity Chat. I have 1 billion subscribers.
That'd be awesome. I'd probably have to be Ergbla. I've been recognized for Ergbla more than I've been like recognized for real. It's weird, because I don't think I sound anything like him. And then people are like, oh, you sound like this guy. Are you this guy? And they'll be like, oh my god. I had one time a server was like literally coming to like crowd me because they thought I was Ergbla, and I was like, no, I couldn't even name like 3 Ergbla videos off the tip of my hands, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good video idea, though, doing something like that. But I just gotta hope they don't take the video down. I'm scared of like doing silly ideas like that, because it's kind of rough out in the YouTube landscape. Like, people will just take down your video for anything. If a YouTuber really doesn't like you and you put their name in their video, they might just try to get it taken down completely, you know? Like, I kind of get scared with those type of things.
Yeah, I do know that Ergbla does actually take down any like re-uploaders. I don't know. I think it would be a pretty silly idea.
Yeah, I think you didn't ask this question, but I do want to give my take on re-uploading, because I feel like if someone's re-uploading your content to YouTube, that's like the only time you should flag things. But if it's like TikTok or Instagram or something, I feel like you should just let that shit like go free. Like, that's free exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm kind of just shooting off what I saw Mr. Beast say like 4 years ago, but that is genuinely just kind of free exposure out there. So,
Yeah, so what advice would you give to someone who wants to start creating content in VR chat, particularly in the trolling niche?
well, don't be a huge dick. It kind of gets you out of a lot of things if you're just a normal person about everything. Like I know trolling's I said earlier, like trolling's rude, evil, mean, but be as not mean as you can. Like just be creative about everything, and the views will rack up. Um, VR chat is very easy to kind of start trolling in and actually set up a fan base for. Uh, I could just be lying though, because I see a lot of channels now just kind of sitting underneath like 2,000 subs. But my like actual genuine advice is post a video, keep posting videos, and actually like learn from them. Look at the analytics, look at other content, get inspiration. Like YouTube, it's nice to have like YouTube as a hobby and just kind of post things to post things. But if you ever want to take it serious, you need to like deep dive into some analytics and boring stuff like that. It's not boring to me, but like you kind of got to do that stuff. You got to remember to make a community, not get absolutely hated on by every VR chat player. Because like at least for me, a majority of people are like, you're like a decently good guy. Like you're a troll, but you're a good guy about it. And it does really save your ass just being a normal human being about everything. So yeah, and also don't date any e-girls you find on VR chat, no matter how tempting it may be. Don't do that. And yeah.
So, what's one thing you wish people knew about the VR chat community? Like, what's something they really don't understand or maybe misunderstand?
Okay, I could have this completely wrong, but a lot of people come to VR chat. Not everyone, of course, and it's probably a lot smaller than what I'm thinking. But a lot of people come to VR chat because they just can't really make friends in real life. Like it's kind of sad to think about, but this is just like a genuine escape for people. Like there's people who sit in their room all day, play VR chat in like their soiled underwear, yada yada yada. Um, and you're always gonna think like, oh, I should troll these guys, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, everyone is a human, like a real genuine human with a beating heart behind the screen. Even though the VR chat community is so fucking bad, um, it's really important to just remember that there's like someone, like a real person with thoughts and emotions behind that screen. Um, yes, these people may be fat furs who like to make avatars about eating people, and people who do various other things that I don't even want to mention. But as many creeps as there are in VR chat, there's also just people looking for an escape. And like I don't know, I feel like people have like no heart when it comes to VR chat players, which I get those comments like VR chat needs to blow up and explode and all these people need to die. And I never got that, because it's just at the end of the day, it's all human beings, no matter how bad the community is. It is really, really, really fucking bad though. Um, that that will never get debunked as untrue. But yeah, I don't know if that like answers the question, but I think that's all I really have to say about that.
Yeah, that does answer the question, and that's kind of the reason why I do these interviews. Because something I've been noticing recently was that an alarm's in the background. I don't know if you hear it.
Sounds like a dog.
But recently, there's been things going around that commenters are saying, "Oh, just make the video, make the video. We need a video right now. Why is there no video tomorrow? Why is there no video this day?" Right? People forget that the YouTubers behind all the content they're getting are also people too. And that's kind of the inspiration
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah, a lot of people don't see trolling as like a respectable or like hard thing to do. Um, and like the real actual fact is trolling is kind of fucking hard if you don't know what you're doing. Um, like I could probably finish recording a video in 5 hours, and like a completely new player, like person to trolling, that'll take 15 hours. Like it kind of is an art, and if you don't have that art, it's really fucking hard to do. And people think you can just go on VRChat, get an instant reaction, get a video out the next day, and it's just completely not true. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I think my most how much should I record for that video? There's one video, I'm forgetting which one it is right now, but it took close to a day of recording, and that all went down to like 10 minutes. It's not as hard. It's not as easy as you think. Like it could be if you just go on and say like, "Oh, I hate you," like die, but that's just not what trolling's about to me. So yeah, people comment like "chop chop troll boy" or things like that, but yeah, they do just kind of forget that people like we are real people who with lives too.
So thank you for chatting with me today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with your audience before we wrap up?
Buy my buy my merch. I guess I just came out with merch, and I kind of like the designs, so check them out on my YouTube. And sub to this guy because he's actually respectful and had good questions. And I kind of came into this thinking it was gonna be like, "What's your favorite color? Do you like actually playing VRChat?" And then like that's it. But yeah, you did a good job. You're really professional about all this.
Thank you. So what's your favorite color?
Fuck you. It's maroon. It's maroon. I think you hit 20K. Did I actually just hit 20K? Let's see. Wait, I'm gonna look. 20,002 subscribers. 20 God. 20,000 subscribers. I did just Oh my fuck. Yeah, I've been waiting for that for a while actually. I'm not crying on stream. My eyes are getting sweaty though. 20,000 subs, bro. 20,000. I'll tell you guys that I've been working hard on this. I've been working hard for 20,000 subs. I'm not gonna say content is the hardest thing to do in the world, but oh my god, I'm actually gonna fucking cry. One sec. I'm not gonna say content's the hardest thing to do in the world, but it definitely is a grind. I will tell you that, and seeing that number makes me actually fucking tear up. I haven't cried in months. I haven't like actually cried in months. I'm not gonna cry about this, but oh my god, 20,000 subscribers. That's like that's like oh my, that's like fucking 40, 50 of my high schools. Every single person in my high school 50 times over sub to my channel. Like that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Oh my god. I was Oh my god. Yes. I'll get 10K in a month. Yes, I did. So proud of you. I tried 10K last month. I had 10K like 2 weeks ago, bro. I don't crew minors. I wasn't planning on it.